Inside Stories initiative is about a platform. We are bringing in people from different walks of life and different industries to debate certain issues pertaining to a specific sector. Today we're talking about business and investment. We will be talking about tourism, ICT, and education. We are bringing people that we handpick, people that we think are influential, people who are decision makers, who by networking and by addressing key issues will be basically opening the floor for further in-depth discussions.
I mean, it really is setting a new benchmark for how to develop an emerging economy in the modern world. And what's been achieved in those 40 years, you can go anywhere. There's healthcare everywhere, there's schooling everywhere, there are roads and communications everywhere. You've got the basis of now of a very modern economy in place, having learned a lot of the lessons of those economies that developed before it as well and applied them very wisely here. It's a low-tax corporate tax environment at 12%. It is now a level playing field for foreign companies, foreign investors to come in and be here. So setting up Oman as a hub for the region offers opportunity. There's a very nice lifestyle to be had here. There's great government investment going on in infrastructure, in the roads, in the housing. There are good schools for various nationalities here, excellent healthcare and so on. If you were to look at the corporate governance standards and the quality of regulation of that market, if you put a matrix together of all the top corporate governance issues that all the major markets in the world have, and you put all the major markets along the top, and you put the Muscat securities market there, you would find that the MSM ticks every single box.
I personally look at innovation as the breakthrough area at the moment, or the line that should be taken. As a matter of fact, we've got a major concept where everybody was focusing on knowledge economy, and now the shift, or the focus is shift from knowledge economy to innovation economy. At the moment, you do not have your own space. Globe Shrink is a concept that says Oman and India is literally the same country when it comes to business. They can come in, we can go there. So we have to keep our competitive market here, but also look towards how can we penetrate other markets. And maybe that's the only way forward, to actually start thinking on innovation. The industry is not thinking of innovations right now. But due to the help that centers like Industrial Innovation Center is giving to them, they're rigorously getting into the mindset of doing innovations. And literally, their major complaint is not we don't want to, but we don't know how to.
At the end of the day, I've told many people in different countries that there is only one natural resource, and that is people. So if you happen to have oil today, for the next 1 or 2 generations, Mabruk. But going forward, you have one natural resource, and that is your people. And that's all you have.
You will find a growing, vibrant youth. You can't always find all the experience you want, but you will find the interest and aptitude, people who have come through an education system that is getting them ready for the workforce. And I think it's the human resource that gives the most potential here.
So our population is exploding, literally. We're dying less, we're giving birth more. So this is one point we need to look at. We need to build our current community, our current youth. Today, we're able to sustain them with the oil economy that we have. The way we are growing, or the way the population is growing in Oman, in another 10 years, this will become a problem. Education will become the only safe haven for any Omani. I found a lot of Omanis who worked or studied for a long time abroad, coming back with a wealth of knowledge to introduce back into the country. And I always had a concept saying, if you learn from one person, if there's 100 of you learning from one person, you're replicating one knowledge. But if you're one person learning from 100 people, then you are gaining 100 people's knowledge. This is what we need to do. We need to look into how can we build this kind of environments locally, and how can we foster communication or collaboration abroad, and making sure that these environments are being fostered.
Oman put together in 1995 a 2020 vision, which was a 25-year program through to 2020, of how it would diversify its economy. And there are 10 years left to go on that program. I think in those 10 years, starting now, a lot more privatization would be extremely useful. That will give tremendous opportunity to the private sector and others wanting to come in and invest in Oman as well.
I think probably one of the things you can look at particularly is the external perception of Oman. I think internally you understand who you are and what you've got, but externally you're perhaps seen as being somewhere distant, somewhere quiet. I think you've got a lot more to offer. I think that you're a bit different. So I think there's going to be hopefully some interesting comments from various participants, public, private sector, as to where they see the future of Oman and what kind of planning they can make.
So we are challenging people to basically come, talk about the success stories, the challenges within their sector, and getting others as well to network and see what others have to say pertaining to those issues as well.